Ever wanted to DIY your own electric skateboard, but you're just like, there is no way I'm going to be able to do that. I don't have the knowledge. Well, today we're going to take a look at a simple solution that can be used on just about any board. The Maxfind M5 conversion kit. Welcome back for a Fast Friday video. I'm Tony, and today, well, we're talking about DIY. If you haven't seen my DIY board video, there's a link popping up right here. Something like that takes a lot of know-how, and it's pretty complicated. And while that board is a DIY, do-it-yourself, I didn't do it all myself. I actually enlisted Don Juan from Godster Amps, which fantastic guy. Listen, if you're looking to do a DIY board and you don't want to do it this way, got to talk to him. I'm going to put a link down in the description to his Instagram. Definitely it was the way to go for me, and that board is fantastic. Now, I did a quasi DIY in the past with the Revel kit. Didn't love the remote on that one. It's still in action. I've still got it. Yeah, I had all plastic parts and stuff. This is a much more robust system, and it is a hub drive, so for some people, they're going to prefer that, not maintenance or anything like that, so that's good. The best part about this is that you could just pick just about any board, which we're going to see here in a second. The board that I picked may or may not work, and electrify it. So if you've got a favorite longboard and you just want to make it electrified so you can cruise down the road, this would be a good kit for you. So this is really kind of like a part one. I'm going to show you what the kit is all about. I'll fire it up for you. The next time you see this kit on the channel, I will have it installed. I'll show you how the install went, and I'll give you my impressions of riding it. So let's dig in. All right, so let's get into it. DIY Kit Pro Series, maxfindboards.com. As you can see from the depiction, you're going to get your trucks, and these trucks already have the motors on them. These are hub motors. Got your connectors and your battery, but there's more to this. So let's take a look at what's inside the box. And like I said, this is kind of a Fast Friday video, or a part one, and we'll do a second one when I finally decide what I'm going to put this on. As a matter of fact, let me just show you what I've got right here. I've always loved the Hosoi Hammerhead deck, and I never got one as a kid, so I got one now. The only thing is, this whole part of it's going to be covered by battery if I use this, and this thing has an extreme concave on it, so I'm not sure this one's actually going to work, and if not, this might just become a wall hanging, because I just love this board. And the reason why I say that it might not work is because the wheelbase on this has to be a little bit more than 30 inches, and it's really tight. I'll do a little mock-up and put the parts on there so you can see inside of the box. All right, got a little sheet in here for Drive Kit Series mounting instructions. They're not really extensive, you know what I mean? So a video like this might just help a few people. But kind of important to point out, these are the accessories that they provide for mounting. You're going to get 2 risers. You'll get your screws, 16 pieces for double kingpin trucks, but these are not. You get a skate tool and a yellow PCB blank, 1-piece screws for the battery cover. Now, I'm not sure if you actually use this or not. Well, and I'll show you in a minute. All right, so we've got a front truck. That is your front truck right there. And let's just get this battery out of here. And the battery's not too terribly heavy. It is a metal enclosure. Some kind of metal that's on here. I don't know if it's aluminum or what the deal is. Got your power button right there and your charging port. Now this is actually a really good charging port. I like the ones with the 3 prongs rather than just a plug-in thingy, but there we go, the small jack. And that is where your motors are going to plug into. So, I mean, it's really self-contained. This is that PCB I was talking about. We're going to take this off, and underneath here, I believe that there is a foam or rubber seal. And I should point out, I haven't been able to get this thing off of here, but you can take this off. We'll try it again. And that's one of the reasons why you want that wheelbase to be wide enough, because if you want to be able to access this function without having to take the battery off, yeah, that'd be a good idea. It might be easier to do this when it's on a board. Oh, there we go. That comes right off of there, and you have access to the battery. You can buy extra battery packs, and I think these battery packs are like $200 or something like that. But yeah, if you wanted to, you could carry an extra battery pack in your backpack, swap it out, whatever. But to me, the big benefit on this is that, you know, batteries do go bad, and if they ever go bad, you can just pull this thing out of here and swap out the battery. Comes out just like that, and you got your connectors. It does have some nice padding and stuff in here to ensure that it doesn't slip around, so that's good. And they even give you instructions right there on how to swap out the wires. So I'll put this back on here. Now, like I say, since I have not used this, I'm still kind of learning as we're going here. And then once you get that back together, you will just put this set screw back in there. All right. And then they've got QR codes on here for their global web, Facebook, and WeChat. Now, before we go any further, take a look at the website. They've got a sale on right now. Their spring special deals, fast and free shipping, 270 days warranty. This is the M5 conversion kit, normally $599, selling right now for $549. Now, I'll tell you that when it comes to these kits, I had the Revel kit on one of my other old school boards, and that was like $900, and the remote, good, but not great. Not the standard remote. So this comes with the standard Hobby Wing style remote. I like that. Top speed on this is 25 miles per hour. Range 17 to 63 miles. Well, that's a pretty big range. That's because they also have standard range and long range packages. And it also depends on your riding style, what board you put it on. There's a lot of variables there. They say hill climbing 30%, high performance, electrify any skateboards. And the range option 17 miles, 21 miles, or 42 miles. And that just depends on, you know, what battery you get with it, which kit you buy. If you want the one with 42 miles range on it, quoted as 42 miles, $849. You know, 17 miles is pretty good, especially if you're going to put this on like an old school skateboard. The battery in here is 10S2P, 230 watt hour Samsung batteries, has a Hobby Wing 2.0 FOC ESC, 2-hour fast charger, and two 750 watt hub motors. Pull out these back trucks here. And boy, these are heavy because these are also motors. So you've got your motors on the ends here, obviously, right? And yeah, I mean, you know, it says Maxfind on the trucks. Now these trucks, they've been really sturdy for me on the FF belt that I have, so I have no concerns about them, but they appear to be a cast, like a cast metal truck. So you've got your connectors right here, and they're protected with these plastic little bullet thingies. Take those off, and you're going to slide those into the connectors on, you know, the receptacles on the battery itself. Put that back on for now. All right, take this middle section out of here. And this is where we get into some fun stuff, all right? You've got your Max Pro manual. It says operation. Might want to check your typos there. They give you a breakdown of what's inside here and how all the different parts work. Not real big on explaining how to install it though, you know what I mean? If you want to read the specs, I'll leave these up here for a minute. You might have to zoom in or something like that, but yeah, it's just good. They're all on the website. I'll put the link down in the description. You have a standard skate tool right there. The remote, which their remotes are actually really nice. It's funny, that little divot that's right there actually helps my finger to stay in place and keeps my thumb right where it's supposed to be. This is a good remote. This is a USB charging cable for the remote, and this is going to plug into this, which is your power block. I don't know, that says fast charging, maybe because the battery is not real huge, but this does not look like a fast charger to me. Yeah, the output on this is only 2 amps. And then all of your mounting hardware. So you've got a couple of risers in there and bolts, nuts and bolts and all that stuff. Okay, so let's do a little mock-up. This would go on here like this, and it needs to be a little bit back from this because when you put your trucks on here, you know, with this big kicktail on here, I can't really even move this back, you know, so I don't know. It was my plan to use this board, but it might not work out. In fact, you know, these are reverse kingpin trucks, so it's going to be like that. So let's see. That means that this is a pretty tight situation for these to get bent down there and plugged into that. So that's strike one on using this deck. And then reverse kingpin's going to put this like this. These wheels are already touching that. That is not wide enough or long enough for this kit. So, all right, well, so much for that. What you really want is something where it's, let's put it out like this. Well, you know what? I'm going to take it off of that board. All right, so let's figure this out. These have to be about out here. And that would make it a little bit better for connecting those. And this, you'd want this at least out here so that you could undo this to be able to take the battery out, at least to, you know, use it to its full potential. I don't know, you could probably move them in a tiny bit. You just got to be able to get in here and then push this back to about right there so that you could get it out. All right, so let's just measure that then. From that truck to this truck, it is 21 inches. How about we measure from hole to hole? Yeah, 21 inches. Out of curiosity, let's lay this on here. From hole to hole. That is only 15¼ inches. So yeah, that's what the problem is. I won't be able to use this board for it. So now I'm gonna have to figure out what board I do want to use. Just real quickly here, I'm gonna go ahead and plug these in. And I believe there's little arrows on here. Yeah, there's a little arrow that's right here. I don't know if you can see that. Should match up with the arrow on here. Yeah, there's an arrow right on that. I don't know if you can see that. All right, so I got my arrow and my arrow. That was pretty easy. Arrow to arrow. Also pretty easy. Okay. I mean, you know, once this thing is on your board, you can figure out how to get these cables and stuff situated. So let's go ahead and turn it on and see how it does. All right. Remote is on, says disconnected. Hit that button and wow, there we go. And it looks like every, you know, hobby wing type remote. Got all the controls you need. Nice. Okay, we're in second speed. Third speed. Want some torque off these things. And fourth speed. Yep. See if it turns off when you turn this off. That right there does not turn itself off when you turn the remote off, so you're still going to have to pop the button in. There we go. Oh, that's right. I do want to show you this. Let's go ahead and... So you take this off. All right. And then there is a foam piece down here, and this has stickiness on here, so this you'll put on the deck before you put this on here. I don't know if you're supposed to keep this on there, but I'm assuming that you do not, that you just put this on there, and that way if there is a curvature to the board, it's going to conform to it with this foam, and it's pretty thick. That's what it looks like down here. Your ESC is here, and your battery's back there. And you do see that they do have some sealant on here. I mean, it's not a lot of sealant, but there is some sealant on there. Yeah, I'm a little disappointed that it doesn't look like it's going to work out for that deck that I bought. I mean, it's an $80 deck. I've always wanted one of those boards, and as a kid, I just never got one. I thought, wouldn't it be cool to have this thing electrified? Alas, it just might not work out. So let me figure out what kind of deck I'm going to use for it. If you have any suggestions, something that's under $100 maybe, I'm trying to keep this cost effective. Leave me a note down in the comments and I will take a look at all those considerations. You know, it's been cold and windy here for the last 3 months maybe. So yeah, the springtime is coming here. The sun is actually out today and it's around 55 degrees, which that's riding weather, man. I've got some cold weather gear. So I'm pretty anxious to get out on this thing. Let's figure out what board I'm going to put it on and we'll go with that. But so far, my impressions are this is nice. I love the fact that you can take the battery out of that and replace it or just have a second battery and swap it out. I think that's what the extended range one is. You just get an extra battery. So that means you're going to have a backpack, carry that extra battery. The good side of that is that at 10S2P, it's not a very heavy battery pack. Let me show you something on the website. They say that the ESC is IPX7, the hub motors are IPX5, and the battery is IPX5. Look, even if something says that it's IPX7, I'm not riding any of these electric skateboards in the rain. One, it's dangerous. You know, I'm not a young guy anymore. And two, it's really bad for the equipment itself. I mean, you get moisture and water and rain and whatever, grit from the rainy roads into your motors and all the others. It's just not a good idea. But the ESC is a Hobbywing FOC. It has a smart brake, safe and secure, so I like that a lot. And I've used this ESC in other boards, so I know it's a good one. Well, that's all I've got for you this time. I really want to thank you so much for your support here on the channel. It's been around since 2013, and it's all about my passions and sharing them with you. So I really appreciate you being here. That's step one in supporting the channel. The next way is to help the algorithm with YouTube. Yeah, if you like what you see, go ahead and give this video a like, and if you haven't subscribed yet, hit the red subscribe button down there and the notification bell. You'll get notifications when I upload new videos. Well, like I said, it's warming up and it's Friday, so I imagine a lot of us are going to be out riding. Make sure you stay safe, and I'll catch you next time on the Vapor Trail channel.